Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is War Train here. Today I want to talk about this right here. Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild in Nintendo Labo VR. This is really a mixed bag, I gotta say. I just got done going through both games, spent quite a bit of time in both of them. And I gotta say, it was cool. It also was very grainy, to say the least. Zelda Breath of the Wild was probably the one I liked more out of the two. It's just seemed to be more to do with it because you have the whole game. It's just it's the whole game. I mean, it's amazing. It gives you a sense of scale that you don't get in the regular game. Immediately I had to go and I had to check out some Guardians. I had to go to the castle. I went to the Lost Woods with the Deku Tree, and wanted to check that out, see that sense of scale. I wanted to fight Lionels. The sense of scale was amazing. Fighting the Guardians by the castle was awesome. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. There's something totally different in the VR. I mean, it's the 3D world is amazing. It's amazing just playing the regular game, but adding this on top of it, it adds something different. But the downside that it has, it's got a lot of screen door effects and it's blurry. When you move real fast, it's real blurry, and I think they did that because you're playing in handheld mode, and so you're getting the 720, and in that VR, it's enlarging it so you can really see the screen door effect, like majorly. But I think it pulls it off a little better than Mario Odyssey. The Mario Odyssey that seems to like play way smoother because it runs at a normal 60 frames a second, as Breath of the Wild runs maybe at 30. Sometimes I'm sure it drops down to like 17, in tough areas. Like when I was in the forest, the game it usually struggles in any forest areas, and it does a little by the castle, but in the VR you can definitely see it. It has sort of like a strobe effect. It's hard to explain, but they use like a blurring effect, I think, when you move the camera real fast, and that can make some people sick. Definitely. I know when I first put it on, I definitely felt nauseous. Within the first like 3 minutes, I was dizzy, but after maybe 5-10 minutes, I adjusted to it. But it was definitely different. Like I said, the Mario, since it runs at 60 hertz, that ran pretty smooth. It wasn't bad at all. It's just when Mario got far away, it was hard to see him. And the way that the camera is, it's like in a fixed position, and you can't really like move the camera side to side. Like you can do that in Breath of the Wild, but Mario, you can't do that. Like when you lose Mario, you have to click in the right joystick, and it'll like reposition the whole thing, and it's really odd. What a really strange choice. I wish they would have made it so that you could just use the right thumbstick to look around, because Breath of the Wild, it seems to do it right. That seems to work, and it's immersive as immersive could be, being that the resolution's so low. Because you got to remember, you are playing in handheld mode essentially, and it's being enlarged by those goggles or whatever, and it really has a strange effect, but it's unique and it's really cool. it's definitely something worth checking out. I don't know that you'd want to sit and play the game like that for a long time. And the VR Labo does pop up pretty frequently and tell you like to take breaks, or and it asks you if you want to take a break. You know, which is good because some people I could see them being sick really fast. Like I said, in the first couple minutes, I was dizzy. It definitely takes a bit to adjust, and some people I don't think they'd be able to adjust at all. It would just take too long, or they would just be too sick, and they'd have to stop. Um, I have PlayStation VR, so I played a bunch of VR games, so I'm pretty used to it. Um, I'm Nintendo really does a good job though, considering what they're working with here. They're working with a 720p screen. Um, if you take the Switch screen and really look close, you can already see it has a screen door effect without goggles or anything. That's something I noticed like day one. It'd be different if they had an OLED screen or something, which would be awesome. I would definitely pay more to have that if they offered it. And what they're working with it is pretty dated stuff in a way, or definitely low budget, compared to other screens. So the fact that they're putting this in, goggles that you buy in a kit for $40 and give you an experience like this is pretty amazing, really. And I got to give them credit for, even doing it. A lot of people thought it would just, couldn't even imagine that they would do it with the Switch because it just didn't seem like something that would work. But it does work. It definitely works with the Labo VR, the kits. That stuff is cool. The Mario Odyssey. I don't know why I was only able to play two parts. I'm sure maybe I'll figure that out later why I wasn't able to. But I was only able to play a part in the Hack Kingdom and run around and do like really minimal things. Something with musicians, you have to give them their instruments. There's only like three of them, and then you have to collect 100 coins, and I guess you 100% it, because I couldn't find anything else to do. It seemed like there was nothing else, and then they that unlocks like a theater mode, and then you're able to watch the opening with Bowser and Mario, and like in the beginning of the game, basically watching it in like 3D slash VR or whatever you want to call it, which it was cool. It's really short and limited, but that's all I could, find out how to do in that so far. Maybe they're going to release some of the stuff later. Maybe there's something in the game you got to do to unlock it. That I'm not sure, because it just came out. I don't have any info on it. But as far as the Zelda, like, boom, you got the whole game, and it's pretty awesome. Like I said, you got all those problems, but all that aside, when you go and like shoot guardians with a bow and arrow and stuff, that's really awesome. The like you can get right up on Link, and you're looking at him like you're standing next to him, and that is something awesome that and I can't even believe that they have that. It is so cool. When I fought a Lionel, I mean, just the sense of scale of these things, they make you feel small. And I actually think I did better fighting the Lionel in the VR because, just the way that the camera was, I just felt like I was almost like right there in front of the thing. It was great. The Guardians, the lasers flying at you. I mean, that really, that part's immersive. Flying with the glider, that was pretty immersive. It just shows you just how high you are when you're flying through the air and stuff. It doesn't do it justice when you just play the game on a TV or in handheld mode. This really gives it a serious depth and sense of depth, and it is just fantastic. I had to just check out all different parts of the world because I wanted to see what it would be like just in these different environments, like running around at night and you look up and you see the moon and the stars, while you're in the middle of a field. That is awesome. And you got the keys flying around all around your head, and you're trying to just shoot them with a bow, or maybe you use one of your attacks, that you get, like, use Rivali's Gale and fly straight up, and you're able to shoot some bow and arrow action in bullet time. That is just great. Like I said, you don't want to spend a lot of time doing this because you'll probably get sick. But this just came out. I hope they do this with more games because it's definitely interesting. I know a lot of people have been saying they want it to come out for like Mario Kart. I agree. That would be great. Mario Kart I think would totally work. I mean, especially considering it's at 60 frames a second. That is key. I wish Breath of the Wild was at 60 frames a second on the Switch. If it was, man, it would just be like, that would be like one of the sickest VR experiences, especially if they could get the resolution up. Even if it was up at like 1080 and you were able to get the power from being in docked mode, if you could put that in that helmet, oh man, it would be awesome. There'd be, I don't think, any game quite like it. I mean, this is The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Game of the Year from 2017. And as you can see right behind me, I've got a few copies. I love this game. It's actually one of my favorite series of all time, and Breath of the Wild is my favorite game. So I got the Labo VR blaster kit almost specifically to try Breath of the Wild. And it does not disappoint at all. It is really cool. I mean, like I said, you're working with weak hardware, slow frame rates. Put all that stuff aside, it's still Breath of the Wild, and it gives you a level of immersion that you are just not. I've never seen it anywhere else. Not quite like this. Even though you got all that stuff, it brings something to the table that I haven't had in a game. Maybe it's just my bias because I like the game so much, but it's just one of them experiences you at least got to try. The one thing, both games, basically when your character is far away, that screen door effect like almost puts holes in the characters, especially Mario when he was farther away. That was a little immersion breaking, but overall, I definitely give it a thumbs up. More so The Legend of Zelda than Mario. But hopefully I'll figure out how to do play the rest of the little mini games on the Mario. There isn't too many. It's just a handful. So no matter what, Breath of the Wild, that just smokes Mario. But what do you guys think? Do you have this? Are you going to check this out? Are you guys excited? Let me know in the comments. And please, if you could, subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.